ballpark these days. This day has been an interesting one. It's been cloudy. It's been sunny. It's overcast for the start of the ball game. They're still coming down Half Street on Adam Dunn bobblehead night. And here's the Diamondback lineup. Southwest.com. Mark Reynolds is hot. 58 extra base hits, second only to Albert Pujols. He's hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games, hitting lots of home runs, second in long balls and 5th in RBIs in the National League. Ryan Zimmerman's former teammate down at UVA. Garrett Mock acquired from Arizona with Matt Chico for Livan Hernandez back in August of 06. That was 3 years and 1 day ago, and the first pitch of the game is inside. 7:05, we're underway on time. 82 degrees, very overcast here. And the air is heavy. A lot of humidity in town today. And the way these teams were hitting the ball last night, the thing might be carrying even farther. Stephen Drew had a 3-run homer last night, matched a career high when he had a sac fly in the 8th. So 4 of his 47 RBIs out of that leadoff spot last night. And a foul ball, 1-2. For Garrett Mock, 5th start of the year, 18th appearance. There's an interesting number on him. We'll talk about that when Rob does his PNC scouting report shortly. And a 1-2 misses up and away.
I like that. Interesting.
Well, it revolves around either getting ahead or falling behind. And what results after that? First batter, base hit.
Let's do the PNC Bank scouting report on Garrett, shall we? This could be his last chance at the starting rotation, as it is very tough to watch our pitchers, our starters, not even get to the 5th inning lately. You better pitch inside, or else it could be a long evening. 32 hits, now 33 hits in the last 17 2/3 innings pitched for Garrett Mock. That is not good.
Here's Alex Romero. And you just saw a classic example of what Mock's all about this year. When he gets a first pitch strike, opponents are hitting 276 against him. But he missed with his first pitch tonight. And when the count goes 1-0, Rob, they're hitting 473 against him. The second worst of any pitcher in baseball. Now he goes 2-0. 33-year veteran crew chief Jerry Crawford behind the plate, making his run in with A.J. Hinch last night even more interesting, because when you have a big time argument with the first base umpire, he's going to be behind the plate the next game. Phil Kazee, Tom Hallie, and Brian O'Nora on the bases. Romero's on a 5-game hitting streak. He hits a double play ball. Gonzalez, Guzman, and a badly needed 4-6-3 for Garrett Mock in the nets. Washington turns his 102nd double play.
Well, he fell behind, then made a very good pitch, gets the ground ball. Keep your mistakes low, or keep the ball low, and you will get satisfying results like that. Nothing better than after a leadoff hit, getting out of it with a double play.
Especially on a 2-0 pitch.
Yep.
Bases empty for Gerardo Parra, who's on a 9-game hitting streak. 2 players the Nats did not see with the D-backs when we were in Arizona back in May. Romero and Parra both doing well, hitting in the 290s. This kid's only 22, signed with the D-backs at the age of 17, out of Santa Barbara del Zulia, Venezuela. Hitting well on the road, and the Diamondbacks have the best pitching staff ERA on the road. So over that hitting streak, 17 for 39, a cool 436. A.J. Hinch. His ball club 10 games under 500 at 50-60. And a base hit to left. Nationals defensively, Elijah Duke's not in the ball game tonight. Josh Willingham, he can bounce back and forth between left and right. Willie Harris in left, Guzman Gonzalez up the middle, Zimmerman across from Dunn, and the catching assignment for Josh Bard tonight. Statistically, the two worst defensive teams in the league, but in the second half of the season, each of these clubs has played better, much better than they did in the first half.
Now, let me give you just an average. The average for the National League batting average against, and the ERA is 4.22, which I don't find acceptable, but that's what it is. 259 the batting average against. Against Garrett Mock right now, 361, plus add those 2 hits onto it.
Their big gun is Mark Reynolds. 34 homers, 77 RBIs. And last night he had 3 hits, a solo homer, 2 singles. And he only struck out once, which is a victory for the Diamondbacks. He's fanned 150 times this year. Okay, 151. Mock gets a double play ball and a strikeout, pitches around 2 singles, and he puts a 0 on the board. The bottom line for the Nats. Baseball here in D.C. The Nats are up to number 3 in the league in hitting, tied with Houston at 267. Only the Dodgers and the Mets have a higher lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest.com. And Ryan Zimmerman's in the middle of everything right now. 11-game hitting streak, 9th in hits in the league, 2nd in runs, 8th in homers, and 7th in RBIs. And he's also cracked the top 10 now in extra base hits. But I still think that little guy at the top of this lineup has had a lot to do with the transformation of this ball club. The Nats will have to be very good against Dan Herron, 4th in the league in ERA, 3rd in complete games, and number 1 in opponent's batting average with a very stingy 198. And Rob, he hardly ever walks anybody.
He is unbelievable. We'll get to him in a minute.
Nyjer Morgan takes a fastball up. Morgan's bunt base hit last night was his 12th bunt hit. He's had 20 infield hits with the Nationals already. And a 1-1 count to Morgan, hitting .362 as a National, 304 overall. He rocks one to left center. Extra bases. And a good cutoff play by Romero. Leadoff double, Nyjer Morgan. He has a beautiful stroke when he goes the other way.
Well, you know you're going to get some strikes to swing at. He's going to be around the zone all night. And right there, you see the inside out swing of Nyjer Morgan. Pulled the hands in, got that bat head out enough to put it in play. And nice leadoff double.
Here's Guzman. He's hot. with a 13-game hitting streak, averaging 2 hits a game. Miguel Tejada had a multi-hit game for Houston last night, so he has 45. Guzman has 43. Batting average still climbing. He's up to 316 now. That's number 8 in the league. 2-0 from Dan Herron. Get him early, huh? He's 3rd in the league in innings pitched, 4th in strikeouts. But some of the Arizona guys told me he's been sort of so-so lately.
Well, you call a 240 batting average since the All-Star break so-so.
Yeah. Guzman with a base hit. Morgan held by Listash. The ball hit so hard it got out to Parra in a hurry. And the Nats have runners at the corners with nobody out.
Well, he is one of the best in the major leagues. He's a strike throwing machine. Last year he had a 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. This year it's 6-to-1. 14, that's the wins for the Diamondbacks in his 22 starts. And 20 times this year he's gone 6 innings plus, 16, 7 innings plus, and 6, 8 innings plus this year, besides those complete games, Bob.
He had one stretch from May 12th until June 30th when he went at least 7 innings 9 times in a row. Here's Zimmerman. RBI opportunity, and on the first pitch Ryan pops it up over by the Diamondbacks on deck circle. Montero and a huge first out. Diamondbacks 15th in the league in defense. They made an error here last night. 91 errors. Romero, Parra, and Young. They are Young and Swift in the outfield. Drew and Ojeda reliable up the middle. Mark Reynolds 17 errors at third, but he's been better lately. Former Nets farmhand Josh Weitzel at first base. And you just saw Montero put away the pop-up, and here's Adam Dunn. Adams on a 7-game hitting streak, and he's hit home runs in 3 of his last 5 games. A big-time chance to fall and get ahead of one of the best pitchers in the game right here. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Oh, look at that. Laredo's arm breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, first half, 18 starts, batting average 189 against, had a 2 ERA. Second half, 240 batting average. Few walks have scored, though, a 4.3 ERA in 4 starts.
Up and in.
And you know what? He could be tired. He could be. They say his last few starts, he's been going through a rough patch.
Yeah. Only 2 pitchers have thrown more innings than him this year. He's at 155 coming in. Lincecum and Wainwright, the only 2 ahead. Adam Dunn, that's a base hit. Morgan scores. Guzman to third, and Adam Dunn delivers RBI number 82. He picks up his teammate Zimmerman, and the Nats have first and third again. And I know Jim Riggleman talked about this on the road trip last week. He's been impressed with the way Dunn has beaten the defense, Rob, with some single base hits for RBIs.
Well, and that just shows you that he's making adjustments, trying to hit the ball where they are not playing him. And that is just some great hitting by Adam Dunn. Beating the defense. And that, you know you're hot when you're able to just kind of throw the bat out there and put it where you want it to go.
And here's Willingham, who's on a 6-game streak. Breaking ball for a strike. Josh the big blow in the 7th inning, the 2-run single last night that capped off the comeback and gave the Nats their final 2 runs. At least the fly ball here for RBI number 45 and a 2-run lead. Herron gets ahead 0-2. Including the run the Nats just scored, only 4 runs in the first inning all year. That's pretty strong. He strikes out Willingham on 3 nasty pitches. 2 outs.
Well, he's in a little bit of a jam, so he pulled out his bread and butter. And Northrop Grumman will show you how good the breaking ball out pitch is.
Wow.
Northrop Grumman.
A hammer to the hammer.
It's a fork ball. That is a unbelievable. You don't usually throw fork balls to righties unless you can make it dive into the left-hander's batter's box. That's pretty impressive.
Pitch track from Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. Willie Harris showed bunt.
Well, that's informative that that he throws fork balls to righties. Keep that one under your bonnet, just like the mock strikeout there at the end of last innings of Reynolds on the all nasty changeup to a righty by a righty.
And his stuff really diving now.
Well, I've said this many, many times. It's not about velocity. Hitters will let you know what kind of stuff you have. And here you see the fork ball. He's just changing his grips right now. That's how good this guy is. 155 innings coming into tonight, 113 hits.
And a fastball, freezing Willie, strike two.
So
that previous pitch, the way he gripped it, the way he threw it, the way it was located, that reminded me of John Smoltz in his prime, that pitch.
Well, you can throw a split finger fastball, you can throw a fork ball. It's all about what seam he's grasping.
And Willie frozen on another fastball. The Nats get 3 hits, but they settle for 1 run. And Dan Herron, with an exclamation point, puts away the Nats for the rest of the inning. Montero leads off. And our friends call us the Shack. We're talking about Radio Shack and the What'd You Know. If the Nats win tonight, Jim Riggleman goes 2 games over 500 with a record of 13 and 11, and no organization skipper has done that since Frank Robinson in the last year of the Montreal Expos. Montero, Weitzel, and Young for the Diamondbacks in the top of the second. Miguel Montero is from Caracas, Venezuela, signed with the Diamondbacks at the age of 17. He just turned 26. And he pops one up left side. It's got a chance to come back for Zimmerman. And he's got it at the rail.
What a catch.
Off the bat of the left-hander, that little reverse English helped out considerably. If he can reach it, Rob, he's going to grab it.
On the replay, you'll watch. This is proper technique. Go find the fence first. And the little camera well, he grabs onto it. Now he's got where he is. Picks up the ball, makes the catch. By the way, have we ever found out what happened to that cameraman the other night? Is he okay?
I didn't. No, I asked around. Nobody knew. Here's Weitzel. And by the way, I wonder how many people over on the third base side said, Ryan, you've got room. You got it. No problem.
Well, you know, everybody in that burnt red or rust or whatever color you call it weren't helping him.
Josh Weitzel was originally drafted by the Expos in the 6th round back in 03. Diamondbacks picked him up on waivers from the Nats in March of 08. He's gone. Gonzalez throws him out. And Garrett Mock is retired. 3 of the last 4 batters. Bases empty, 2 outs, and a chance to go to work against Chris Young, who 2 years ago looked like one of the budding stars in this league when he hit 32 homers and drove in 68 as a rookie and hit 9 leadoff homers. But there's a little thing called contact that's been a problem. He also stole 27 bases that year to be the first rookie in Major League history with 30 home runs and 25 steals. And the Nats saw him during his hot streak in August when he hit 9 homers in a 12-game span. Last year fell off to 248 with 165 strikeouts, and right now he's batting $195.
Good breaking ball by Mock.
And he's from Garrett Mock's area, Bel Air High School in Houston. One and 2. Mock gets him on the corner. And Garrett pitching well. By the way, this is his 4th career appearance against the Diamondbacks. He's never given up a run. The other 3 were in relief. In the last 2 years, only Ichiro Suzuki has more multi-hit games than Christian Guzman. Dan Herron only 1-1 with a high ERA his last 3 starts. Will he wilt in the humidity tonight? And the Nationals hitting .270 against right-handed pitchers. Josh Bard goes up and hits one to center. Chris Young is out there tonight. Parra had one go over his head last night. And Dan Herron has retired 3 in a row in a hurry. Alberto Gonzalez will be next. Most of the action in the National League under the lights tonight. And the Marlins just got a Chris Coughlin homer, a leadoff shot at Philadelphia. They lead Cole Hamels 1-0 early after beating the Phillies last night. So the Marlins, after being swept here, bounce back and win a ball game in a tough venue Friday night. Gonzalez ripping quickly 0-2. Yankees are beating the Red Sox again 5-0 right now. They just got 2 in the 8th. And they're trying to open up a 5.5 game lead in the AL East by winning their 6th in a row. Red Sox have dropped 4 straight. And the Nats lead 1-0 here on an RBI by Adam Dunn, his 82nd.
Well, the Red Sox are about to drop another one. It's 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And Derek Jeter's hit a homer in that game.
And they had Kevin Youkilis in left field so that Big Papi could DH, Martinez could play first base, Lowell could play third.
Wow.
They wanted all their hammers in there, and they got 3 hits today.
And Gonzalez hangs tough. CC Sabathia, the starter in that game. Only 11-7. Alberto is 7 for his last 59. They've been feeding him nothing but pitches upstairs, getting him to pop up. Gets that one on the ground. Heron kicks it to himself.
Kick save and a beauty.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's legal. Any part of your body. As long as you don't throw your glove at the ball and it comes off your hand.
Well, the ball not hit too hard off the end of the bat. He kicks it, knocks it down. He's got great control of himself all the time. And always an extra infielder. I think a lot of pitchers forget that.
Bases empty, 2 outs, and I don't like Garrett Mock's chances here.
That's just when the guy rips a home run.
I know. And Garrett's a big, strong kid.
He is.
He has 1 major league hit at Kane this year, 1 for 11 career. Slider away, good take. And a good running fastball to the outside corner. Not many major league hitters would reach that one.
Well, and one thing I've noticed in watching this guy over the last few years is he doesn't throw you anything he doesn't want you to see. He threw 1 fastball in the last, 8 hitters over 90 miles an hour. So it's there if he needs it.
And Mock will hit a 2-hopper over to Josh Weitzel. The Nats are gone. In the bottom of the 2nd, Ojeda, Heron, and Drew. Ahead for the D-backs. The Nats on top, 1-0.
In Birmingham, Alabama, and they will be reevaluated on Monday. And obviously Jordan Zimmerman is concerned, and I asked him, is he feeling more pain or discomfort?
It's not really pain, it's just discomfort. I mean, just, I mean, it's not normal right now, and I mean, just giving him some rest, more rest, I guess, might help it. We'll see.
Jordan also told me that he'll continue to get his work in, and again, just hope that rest helps. Bob?
Thank you, Debbie. And there are 3 names a pitcher never wants his name in the same sentence with: Dr. Andrews, Dr. Job, and Tommy John. Top of the 3rd, Augie Ojeda, Dan Herron, Stephen Drew. Zimmerman's got it, diving to his right. Adam Dunn got back to the bag for the first out. That ball slapped hard by a speedy left-handed batter. Ryan Zimmerman continues to rob every team that dares come into this ballpark.
There you see the replay. Once again, knock it down, catch it, and then you got a 6'7" jolly blonde giant over there.
Ho, ho, ho.
I mean, he's just a monster, and it's even if the throw is off 2-3 feet, he makes it look like it's an easy job over there. So, I'm telling you, he's going to be a decent first baseman.
Here's Mott to Herron, strike 1.
Was it Montero last night that ended that 1 inning and stopped dead in front of him and looked about half as tall as Adam?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to try and run Adam over.
Yeah, it looked like Adam was tagging his little brother.
Want to eat the baby.
Yeah, that was Montero in the 7th. 0-2 to Herron, and this guy can swing the bat. Dan Herron, 12 hits this year. A homer, 7 RBIs. He's nearly a 180 career hitter. The Nats keep running into these good hitting pitchers. Josh Johnson homered here. We saw Zambrano a couple of weeks ago. Gallardo up in Milwaukee.
Hey, our pitcher's swinging pretty well.
I know. We just don't want their ERAs to be higher than their batting averages. A swing and a miss on a pitch down low, and Garrett Mock has a strikeout in each inning. He'll face Stephen Drew with the bases empty and 2 outs. Get your family fun pack tickets and come on out tomorrow for all Sunday games. $14 gets you an upper right field terrace ticket. $25 a lower reserve ticket either side of the ballpark. Non-alcoholic drink, chips, and a hot dog with every ticket. Minimum 2 per purchase. Pre-game autographs. Kids run the bases after the game. And tomorrow, J.D. Martin against Gismero Petit. And a 1-0 to Drew, who singled up the middle first time. Chops this ball to the right side. Dunn to Mock. And Garrett Mock has things going his way in the first 3 innings tonight. Top of the order for the Nats, leading 1-0. been easier to take in a ball game for you Nat fans. See for yourself at StubHub.com. Official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Washington Nationals. D-backs here tomorrow. Martin and Petit, DC-50, will hop on board with us. A day off Monday, and the boys need one. 2 at Atlanta and then 4 at Cincinnati. Starting Thursday, we've got high definition Nats baseball for you all week. Nyjer Morgan, Christian Guzman, and Ryan Zimmerman in the bottom of the third.
What's scary about Herron? He went to Pepperdine as a hitter and only pitched because they needed a pitcher. He wasn't even scouted out of high school as a pitcher.
Well, he's got all the attributes people are looking for these days. Tall, slim, 6'5", 215.
And throws strikes.
Yes, he does. Nyjer Morgan trying to reach that up and away fastball. The count's even 1-1. Morgan doubled, went to third on Guzman's single, scored on a base hit by Adam Dunn. And that's your scoring summary for the night. Breaking ball just misses. Morgan now 125 hits. He's scoring a run just about 3 out of every 4 games with the Nats. Shows bunt. He had Reynolds moving in, ball 3. And Dan Herron doesn't walk people very often, as we mentioned. 151 strikeouts, 23 walks in 157 innings. Morgan slaps one to left, and rushing on is Romero. He looks like Eric Burns with those shoes on out there. 1 out. Since July 25th, the Nats have now overtaken the Diamondbacks for the best record. And look at the Indians. They're much improved. The Rockies in the wild card chase. Cubs, Yankees, Giants chasing a wild card spot as well.
How about the Indians? You trade away some of your best players and your record improves.
The guys are stepping up, right?
I guess they're just happy to have jobs, I guess.
Colorado and the Giants, by the way, tied atop the wild card race.
Colorado gone, Cliff Lee gone, Victor Martinez gone.
An unhappy Grady Sizemore still there.
Playing with an injury, though. He's got a bad elbow.
He's
all
a
right,
gamer.
Quick story about Dan Herron. He was thrown in the offseason back in 05 against a concrete wall in New York.
He broke the wall?
No. First day, a cop told him to knock it off. The second day, it was an irate vagrant who stormed out of the men's room and cursed him for waking him up. So that's what I used to do in the offseason. I used to throw in the basement of our high school when I couldn't get a catcher against a brick wall. I like this kid even more. He's like an ex-gamer.
You know, and if a janitor had thrown you out, we may have never heard of Rob Dibble.
No, they did a few times.
Guzman bounces it right to Weitzel. 2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman popped up first time up tonight, but he was huge last night with a walk and home run number 24 the opposite way.
Well, he got a bad breaking ball. He waited on it long enough. Did a great job keeping the hands back and then attacking it. Defense wasn't too shabby either, though, Bob.
The high bouncer.
Good pick by Adam Dunn at first.
Now, this may sound absurd because it's a ground ball technically, but we've seen balls like those lost in the lights before. And Zimmerman eyed it, played it perfectly, and then had to release that ball very quickly. He's been a magician over there. 1-0 to Ryan, who fouled out to the catcher with a runner at third first time up, but Adam Dunn bailed him out. And Dan Herron is nasty pitching him so far tonight. But this is what teams did to Ryan before he had the protection in this lineup provided by Adam Dunn. Now, Rob, I want to ask you, and maybe with 2 outs isn't the time to start it, we could look at it next inning. Dan Herron really hangs on that back leg for quite a while before he comes home.
That's great balance. That's one of his triggers. Get the balance and then go.
Wow. It's almost as if he freezes in midair and then explodes toward home plate.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with the mechanics of pitching. He's trying to repeat his delivery, and that's how he starts right there, and then balance and go.
How do you take that pitch? 3-2.
And like I said, he's usually throwing 89, 90. But when he needs a little bit extra to get a ground ball or strikeout, he'll throw 93. If he needs a little bit extra on the breaking ball or take something off, he'll take off 5 to 10 miles an hour. That's when you know you're pitching.
3-2 after a narrow miss. Zimmerman gets jammed and lines it right to Ojeda. That's it for that bat. And that's it for the Nats in the bottom of the third. Middle innings coming up. 1-0 Washington.
A lot of off-speed stuff, and if that's going to be your forte, then so be it. And he's throwing some great breaking balls, and then throws it right by Chris Young, 92-mile-an-hour heater, as he was looking for a changeup or a curveball.
Top of the fourth, Alex Romero leads off. Parra, Reynolds to follow. Garrett Mott pitched in every game of the 3-game series in Arizona this year. Long run for Willie Harris. He's there, and a 1-pitch out. And in that series, pitching 3 innings plus, Mott was unscored upon by the Diamondbacks. So he has a nice little thing going against the organization that traded him to Washington back in August of '06. He was the Diamondbacks' 3rd rounder in '04. Out of the University of Houston. Now here's Gerardo Parra. First pitch strike. 2 in a row. He'd only thrown 4 first pitch strikes to the first 11 batters. First 10 batters, pardon me. And the 0-1. Garrett Mott's career record 1-7 with a 5.27 ERA. His 8th career start. He's made 43 appearances, counting his bullpen work. Jams the left-hander, and Dunn can't get it. That'll be 2 for 2 for Parra, and he has a 10-game hitting streak. He's now 19 for his last 41. And he's been a good table setter for the cleanup man with all those home runs and RBIs, Mark Reynolds.
Gets a good skip right there off the turf, and then skips under the glove of Adam Dunn.
Reynolds struck out swinging first time up. I had a chance to chat with Mark around the cage today, and he was recalling the days at UVA. He was a year ahead of Ryan Zimmerman, and he was the shortstop. Zimmerman came out of high school as a shortstop, but he wasn't going to supplant Mark Reynolds. So Ryan moved over to third base, and Mark told me, I think that was a pretty good career decision. They played together for a couple of years. They're good buddies. And Mark told me his only regret is because he lives on the West Coast now, he just doesn't get to Charlottesville as much as he would like. Two outstanding players from the same program right here in our backyard. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and away. And Reynolds is the kind of hitter you don't have to throw him a strike when you have him 1-2 to get him out. If you do, he might hit it a mile. (151 strikeouts), the most in the major leagues. Carlos Pena of Tampa Bay, the most in the American League at 140. Adam Dunn is third in that department with Ryan Howard in between at 134.
Well, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, it being all or nothing. If you made a little bit more contact, and forget the on-base percentage.
Remember what we said last night? Robbie hits 470 when he makes contact.
When he makes contact, he puts the ball in play. Good things happen.
Runner holding. He makes contact. High in the air, left field. Ball hooking toward the pole. And that is a home run. Right at the 336 mark. And Reynolds has his 35th of the year. RBIs number 78 and 79, and the Diamondbacks take the lead. Mock had him 1-2, couldn't put him away, and Reynolds makes him pay.
Well, you will notice where this pitch is. It's up and in, but still up enough. How he kept this ball fair, I'll never know, but it is.
It rattled the foul pole. Willie Harris had no chance. That ball hit probably 15-20 feet up the pole, right at the 336 mark. And the Diamondbacks have hit their 124th home run. Montero, the left. Willie is there for this one. 2 outs. Mark Reynolds is 1 home run behind Albert Pujols in the National League race.
There he goes, checking the bat. Oh, that's where I hit it. Oh, okay. I'm pretty good.
Bases empty, 2 outs, and Josh Weitzel. He was last in the Nats organization in 07. When he hit 284 with 74 RBIs at Harrisburg. But he always had Nick Johnson and at times Dimitri Young ahead of him in this organization at this level. And the Nats put him on waivers, and the Diamondbacks picked him up halfway through spring training last year. Then he hit 328 at Tucson with 110 RBIs and became the Arizona Minor League Player of the Year. He's out of Loyola Marymount in California, a school better known for basketball than baseball. Hitting just 200 coming in, 3 for his last 21. Mott takes a stroll. It's 3-1.
Good heavy sinker.
Perfect. Phillies have scored 2 in the second and lead the Marlins 2-1. In the East, the Phils by 6 over the Marlins, 6.5 over the Braves. Atlanta at LA again later tonight. And a 3-2 pitch. He walked him with 2 outs. Mott's first walk of the game, second time through the order, and he runs into problems here in the 4th inning. And a visit from the pitching coach, Steve McCaddy, who has worn out a path from the dugout steps to the mound lately. We mentioned earlier that the Giants and the Rockies, and they play in the same division, they're 6.5 back of the Dodgers. They're still thinking about a possible division championship, but they're the wild card leaders. And the Giants get a half-game lead because they beat Cincinnati 4-2 today. Cubs, Marlins, Braves, and Astros on the fringe with 7 weeks to go. Good breaking ball to Chris Young, who's now 5 for his last 39. Two and one.
He just gets into a pattern of staying on the edges, trying not to let them hit the ball. You have to let the hitters make contact eventually. You can't stay away from them the entire outing.
2-2.
So that's where the belief that your pitches that you're throwing are good enough to get these guys out. Sometimes once it leaves your hand, you can't do anything about it after that. But before you throw it, you go, I'm going to throw this changeup right here, or BP fastball. He's going to pop it up. You have to be convicted when you let it go. If I throw my slider right here, the guy's going to ground it to second. We're out of the inning.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a big swing by Young, who is fanned twice. A 2-run homer by Mark Reynolds, and the D-backs take the lead. a pilot.
Is he Zorro? Here's the Exmo of that close finish.
And Tom tickling the tape. Adam Dunn shows bunt with the shift on. Adam has said before that if a situation warranted a bunt down the third base line for a sure base hit, he would do it. Ow, that ball hit him. That was a hard breaking ball inside that hits Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn hit by a pitch for the first time this year, and the hottest autograph in town tonight was Adam Dunn signing his own bobblehead. What's better than that? And don't forget, that's only half of a set. The Frank Howard bobblehead will lock right in with Adam's bobblehead, and that's coming up soon.
Are we going to bring Mr. Howard back to let him sign it?
Oh, I'd love to get one signed by him. Here's Josh Willingham, who struck out swinging first time. It was good morning, afternoon, and good night when Dan Herron faced him in the first inning. Willingham deep to left. It's got a chance. It is a home run. The Nationals lead 3-2 on Willingham's 18th of the year.
Well, it's Phi Slamma Hammer from Alabama. That way, Josh. Way to get those two back. Well, the hammer gets the inside heater. I guess Mr. Herron wasn't watching the end of last night's ball game. That's not where you want to pitch him. Inner half, drops the hands, drops the head, and brings the lead back to the good guys.
The Nats hit their 107th homer of the year. They've hit 22 home runs in their last 15 games, when they're averaging 7 runs a game and hitting over 310.
I just think Josh likes doing the post-game interview.
He's a soft-spoken man.
He is, but he's getting a lot of airtime after the game. Throw that headset on him, and so Hammer, you heard him again, didn't you? Well, watch him tuck the hands. That is his sweet spot. You try to get it into his kitchen there, and you make a big mistake. Oh,
that's a fair ball, and Willie Harris is off to the races.
Could be 3.
He's thinking
go,
3.
Go.
He's going to make 3 easily. Maybe the most exciting play in baseball, the 3-bagger.
Well, he expected something breaking and in. He gets it. And he gets it right on the inside of the line. And as it goes and it kicks around in that corner, this is extra gear. Not many of us are blessed with, but Willie is. And there's 3.
Willie Harris's 3rd triple of the year. He is fun to watch on the bases. And for Willie, his 19th career 3-bagger. And Jim Riggleman's offense has the Arizona infield drawn in here with a chance to take a 2-run lead. Man at third, nobody out, bottom of the 4th. Josh Bard flied to center, and the Nats would take that again. Broken bat, run out on a little liner right to Weitzel. Josh Bard is a notorious first ball swinger, and Herron jammed him.
Well, nobody better to swing first pitch off of, though, than Danny Herron. You don't want to get behind him.
All right, he went to work with first and third. Nobody out in the first. He did give up a roller to Dunn for a hit, but he struck out Willingham and Harris. Here's Alberto Gonzalez. Target in. Fastball in there, ball 1.
Great man in the right spot. Let's go.
He's a contact hitter. When Alberto's going well, you love having him bat in a situation like this. This might be one time when we want him to hit a fly ball with some distance on it.
You're either going to play yourself into the lineup or off the team, so you better start hitting the ball either on the ground or slash it.
2-0, 2-1, pardon me. Alberto Gonzalez is 7 for his last 60.
And you can't get in a habit of watching Willingham, Dunn, and Zimmerman. Their game is power. They are the muscle in this lineup. You are a base-hitting machine. You can't think otherwise.
That's a fly ball that'll get the run home. He backs up Romero. Tagging is Harris. Willie can come home without a play. And Alberto Gonzalez gets exactly what the Nats wanted. It's a 4-2 game. Hey, Rob, the legend of Jose Morales is growing. Coming into the ballpark tonight, look at this. Luck is
earned.
The old-fashioned way. They earned it.
Well, Jose doesn't come out of my bag, though, until he gets 10 in a row, so
that's okay. We were in the bag a couple of weeks ago. Glad to be out.
Yep, he was almost on the, what is that, the Allegheny River? Is that what that river is?
For the folks who missed it last night, after the Nats lost 4 in a row, they were 4-4 with Jose. I tossed his baseball card out of the booth. It blew back in, right to Rob Dibble. Mock is gone, but that's okay. The Nats get 3 in the 4th, and it's on to the 5th inning. Bottom of the Arizona order coming up. 4-2 Washington.
Well, and he's staying up with Danny Herron. And when you can stay up with one of the best in the business, you're doing well. And as long as he can continue to get ground balls and make his mistakes low in the batting area, he'll be fine.
What do you got there?
I let him out of the bag just for one little update here, but he's got to go back in the bag until he gets 10 in a row. So Jose's alive.
Just to prove we still have him. And Josh Willingham has just been amazing this year. Slow start. He's getting close to 20 home runs.
He's getting close to 20 home runs. Still remember, though, he lost his only brother in a car accident, came back. He's been on a mission ever since. One of the most well-liked people I've ever been around. And so good things happen to good people, and we're very happy that Josh Willingham's with us.
Time for Garrett Mock to go back out and take care of business here. He faces Ojeda, the pitcher Herron, and then Stephen Drew in the top of the 5th. But he goes 2-0 on the number 8 hitter, who's hit 1 home run. There's that hard sinker.
All right, back in the bag, Jose. Oh, no. Get in there.
3-1.
I'll put him next to one of my baseball cards. Maybe he'll make my card worth more.
Can't hurt.
Can't hurt.
3-1. Mott cannot walk this batter. And he gets a chopper for a foul. 3-2. Garrett Mock, 4 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Chris Young twice. Gets a ground ball to his right. Gonzalez on the run.
Nice play.
Across his body. Well done.
That is a very nice play.
Against a base runner who can really move it. That's a big first out. Now the pitcher can't just stand in there and bunt.
As Bob said, this hitter, Ojeda, he can motor. Got to get rid of it quick. Beautiful throw across his body. Big man, big target at first base. But right here, catch it first. Throw across your body. Nice job. This is one of the toughest plays on a baseball field, going towards third base, throwing across your body and trying to throw a strike.
Dan Herron walked in and took a big swing.
Remember, he was a hitter in college. By the way, Pepperdine, one of the most gorgeous campuses ever. When I made my comeback in '98, worked out there every day for 6 months. It was not tough to go to Malibu every day to work out, I got to tell you. You're overlooking the beach, the baseball field's gorgeous.
Pepperdine Waves, right?
Yes, the Pepperdine Waves.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Pretty sure their colors are the same colors as the Mets. It's like that blue and that orange.
Yeah.
Had some good players come out of there too.
Just missing 2-2. Marlins have tied the game in Philly 2-2, 3rd inning. And a swing and a miss as Mock spins one on the opposing pitcher and strikes him out for the 2nd time. Ladies' Night is back August 20th. $30 gets you ladies access to the rooftop happy hour, which begins at 4:30, and then a 7:05 game against the Rockies. Complimentary food, drink, manicures, massages, player appearances, prizes, fresh FM music, dancing, and more. 202-675-NETS or visit nationals.com/Ladies Night. No announcer appearances scheduled, but we'll have to check on security measures for that event.
How about an unannounced announcer appearance?
It's going to be hard to conceal you. I might be able to sneak in. I'm not sure about you. 2-0 to Stephen Drew, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit up the middle back in the 1st. Garrett Mock has one thing going for him tonight. He's getting some outs, but he has a good work rate going. Because he's allowed so few base runners, he hasn't had to pitch off the stretch much. Although he goes to 3-0 on Drew.
But he's got a good tempo going too.
Exactly.
So that up tempo, that beat that he's going to tonight, they can play defense behind him.
He went off 88. I guess that's not really off speed. Maybe,
but he threw all out pitches.
Yeah.
4 out pitches in a row. You got to throw it over for a strike to get into the count. I think Josh Bard's saying that. Listen, you got 2 quick outs. Attack that guy. You don't want to start messing around getting to Parra and Reynolds. Then you're in trouble.
So Romero becomes the key man now. Long 4th inning. He threw 23 pitches in that frame. 25-year-old Alex Romero. Originally signed with Minnesota. Nearly 2,800 at bats in the minor leagues. And he had 135 at bats for the Diamondbacks last year. Mock blows it by him, 0-2. 2-2.
Well, he went high, not really high and tight, which I'd like our young starters to start getting accustomed to, really putting hitters on their heels, then going away. Might have been a time for that changeup down in the dirt.
And a 2-2 pitch lined up the middle. Guzman can't get there. Now you've made it down to the number 3 hitter because of the 2-out walk, with the dangerous Mark Reynolds on deck. It'll be Gerardo Parra, who's already singled twice.
Well, that was a situation. He made a very good pitch, fastball in on the hands, jammed Romero. He hit it probably as hard as he can hit a ball. I'm just kidding. But here's the swing on a jam shot up the middle. And that's what would you say, 2,800 minor league at bats?
Yep.
That's what 2,800 at bats will do for you.
First pitch changeup.
Very nice.
Parra way out ahead.
He's got a great changeup. Just try to set it up. Doesn't matter if you throw it to righties or lefties, just keep it down. Sells it very well. Great arm speed like his fastball.
Target in. Heartbreaking ball that didn't miss by much.
Nice pitch. He's doing a much better job of tying up the hands of the D-back hitters. No, that's not a good changeup up there.
Critical pitch here on 2-1. He gets a little tapper. Mock can't reach it. Gonzalez can. Plays it beautifully with the bare hand. And guess what? If he doesn't make that play, the runner from second would have scored. Stephen Drew was halfway home from third. Nyjer Morgan has ignited one rally tonight. He'll lead off the bottom of the 5th, trying to do that again with that lightning speed of his.
It's a great privilege to be here with these wounded warriors tonight, and they're a great inspiration. And I just want to thank Tune In, the restaurant who provides the burgers and the French fries and the refreshments beforehand, and then of course the Armed Forces Foundation and the Nationals who provide the tickets and great access for these wounded veterans who are just doing such a great job for us in protecting our freedoms here at home.
So much good work, and I also have to ask you, what are your impressions of this ballpark?
I think it's magnificent. I really do, and I think the access for the wounded is incredible. They can come right in, and they've got the best seats in the house right here. So we thank the Nationals for the tickets and for the access and for the warm hospitality. It's a privilege to be here.
Okay, thank you so much, Senator Dole. Let's go back up to Bob.
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. Well said, Senator. Great to have you here. And every night during the middle of the third inning, the Nationals honor the members of the armed forces who are here. In fact, I saw one gentleman when they were on camera on the scoreboard. He took off his prosthesis, held it up proudly for the crowd to see, and everybody stood up. I think it's a great daily and nightly thing the Nats do, and a great reminder of those who are sacrificing so we can assemble at a ballpark and enjoy some entertainment. 1-1 strike to Christian Guzman with 1 out in the 5th inning. Guzman slaps it over to Weitzel. 2 outs.
You know, I've personally gone over to Iraq and visited the troops at the front lines, and we just need to bring them all back. You know, at this point, if President Obama does anything in the next few years, bring these kids home.
Lots of goodwill, lots of affection.
And she's a wonderful woman. She's worked with the Red Cross. I mean, she's done so much great stuff for this country.
Ryan Zimmerman, I'll never forget when we went to Walter Reed a couple of months ago, and I met a young soldier who had lost both legs beneath the knee. He said to me, "Bob, I'm so lucky that that's where I got my legs amputated." He said a buddy of mine had his above the knee. There are so many things I can do that he can't do. How fortunate am I? And it just took my breath away that a young soldier would say such a thing. And he still had months of rehab before he'd be allowed to return home. One ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Zimmerman, who fouled out to the catcher and lined out to second. Adam Dunn has an RBI tonight, his 82nd. Ball hit hard, base hit. And Ryan Zimmerman has a 12-game hitting streak. Only 18 more to go. That'll take a while. But that was a breaking ball that Dan Herron got a little bit too much of the plate with. And Zimmerman able to pull it.
Well, and it's a pitcher's pitch. It's down in the zone, but Zim waits on it very well. Knows, okay, I can't hit a home run off of that, but I can hit it hard, try to shoot it through the hole. And he gets her done. And he gets Adam to the plate with 2 outs.
Exactly.
That is some great hitting right there, because this guy throws a lot of ground balls, and it's very tough to hit.
Has driven in a run, and then was hit by a pitch right before the Josh Willingham home run. As long as the Nats can stay ahead, they enhance their chances of, at some point in this game, the Diamondbacks having to hit for Dan Herron to get him out. That's still going to be a couple of innings away. But when you're facing an outstanding pitcher, you don't want to give up the lead. It only keeps him around longer. Just missing. 2-1. So Adam has extended his hitting streak to 8 games. Zimmerman's at 12. Willingham's at 7. These guys are cooking in the middle of that order. And Dunn will reach out and hit a ground ball. That's the shortstop, Stephen Drew. Nats are gone in the 5th. They strand their 3rd runner but lead 4-2. Kids at the ballpark. Kurt Gibson, A.J. Hinch, the brain trust for the Diamondbacks. Aflac trivia for you.
Aflac!
Who is the first Diamondback to be ejected in a game? Is that this year or ever?
I think it's ever.
Okay.
I'm going to say Bob Brenly. Or was it Buck Showalter?
I'd have to go with Buck.
Buck.
Yeah, he was their first manager.
Yeah,
he was actually the manager for 2 years before they ever played a game.
Yeah.
He had a hand in everything from designing the clubhouse to the uniforms to the roster. Yeah, A.J. Hinch was the first Diamondback ejected this year last night, and I did verify that with a member of their broadcast crew because I told him when I looked at the game notes, it said ejections, and it was a big blank space. And then he said to me, "It's about time." 2-1 to Reynolds, who homered for the 35th time this year. Ron Valone got a hold last night, even though he'd tell you he didn't pitch that great. Reynolds, by the way, 80 career home runs now. 17, 28, and this year, 35. Oh, that was close.
How about Buck Showalter, though? Always a bridesmaid. He warmed up the Yankees. Joe Torre won 4 championships.
Yeah.
He warms up the D-backs. Brenly wins the championship. Now he warmed up the Rangers, and Ron Washington looks pretty good down there. Yeah,
but he is in the Cape Cod Hall of Fame. Buck told me that one time. He was very proud of that. He's what we used to call in this game a pepper pot type player. Little guy, fiery, would do anything to beat you, and Buck Showalter was that kind of guy.
I'm in a few Hall of Fames.
Are you?
Cedar Rapids, the Nashville Sounds.
Wow.
By the way, Don Mattingly is in that Hall of Fame. I'm proud to be in the Nashville Sounds Hall of Fame.
What about the Reds? When's that going to happen?
I got taken off the ballot this year. That's a sore subject.
Okay, sir.
No, it's okay. They took the Nasty Boys off this year. I don't know why. This is A.J. Hinch.
Boy, it was a beauty with Jerry Crawford at first base. After the replay showed the runner was safe. That was on the play by Guzman. Nats got the call, and A.J. got tossed. And then it really got exciting.
Yeah, it got ugly now because I think maybe Hinch made some contact or.
And Jerry Crawford, the 33-year veteran, got right back in his face.
I can read lips, and I don't think he said Morton Steakhouse after the game.
To the Bull and Bear.
Wow.
And you got to be careful because, as we mentioned, that guy working first base has the plate the next night.
And that's a great point you pointed out before the game. I didn't even think about that. That was very good by you.
That's the way they rotate.
You got kicked out, and he's got the plate tonight.
Remember Dave Bristol, who used to. I saw him get tossed out on a Saturday night in St. Louis. The next day, they exchanged cards, and he went out and took the card out, which was a big mistake to begin with. Here's Montero on 0-1, and he fouls it.
Did he get kicked out before the game?
Here's what happened. The two guys who brought out the lineup cards, and they started the anthem early. So they stood on either side of the 4 umpires. He jawed at the umpire the entire national anthem. I was an usher on the field at third base, and I heard the whole thing. As soon as the anthem was over, and I don't remember the umpire, he turned right to him, threw him out of the game. Stood there the whole anthem and then threw Dave Bristol out. It was classic. And he had some fire in his belly, that guy.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Miguel Montero, strikeout number 6 for Garrett Mock.
Great breaking ball right there. You see the bottom drop out.
That was beautiful.
On the pitch track. Yep.
Here's Weitzel. But that was a major league argument last night. Probably the most heated we've seen this year in any of our ball games between a manager and an ump. And then he went to Brian O'Nora, who was working the plate. But once the crew chief tosses you, who else do you go to?
Well, you plead your case to everybody, but it's too late.
Want to know the Whitesell? He's 0 for 1 with a walk, and now ball 2.
Come on, man.
Well, Garrett's got plenty of outs on the ground. The two biggest, that double play ball by Romero back in the first after the leadoff hit by Drew, and before another hit by Gerardo Parra.
Well, great job changing speeds, eye levels. He's made a mistake. He only made one up.
That ball driven to center. Nyjer Morgan's got it. He got back in a hurry on a laser beam to center field. He has really changed the defense of this ball club. Rob, you and I have already identified at least a half dozen plays he's made this year that nobody else in our organization would have.
Well, not too many guys in other organizations. It's an atom ball, as Bob said, a laser or a linea.
Wow.
And he gets back, makes a great catch, gets it back in.
Here's Chris Young. Mock struck him out twice. Front door breaking ball for a strike.
I mean, this guy may be able to hit some home runs, but he just looks so overmatched at the plate. It's a changeup.
Yep. You got the second part of that right.
Well, he tries to really hump up and overthrow this changeup, and it's up by his head.
He was originally drafted by the White Sox back in 01 in the 16th round. Runner going and a pop-up right side out of play. The Diamondbacks are the second leading stolen base team in the league, but you wouldn't know it by this series. They haven't stolen a base yet. Guess who leads them in steals? Mark Reynolds with 20.
Yep.
And of course, Justin Upton is on the DL with 16 steals, but they've stolen 86 bases, second to the Mets 92.
I mean, your top two guys at the top of this lineup, Drew and Romero, have 5 between them.
You know, but Chris Young is going to be 26 in September. And he came over here in that 4-player deal to Arizona involving El Duque and Luis Vizcaíno for Javier Vazquez back in December of 05. And the Diamondbacks thought they had a major young talent at that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes again. Swing and a miss, inning over. And Young has struck out 3 times of Mock's total of 7. Josh Willingham's a home run hero tonight. He'll lead off the bottom of the 6th. Mark Reynolds with a high towering homer. It hit the foul pole to give the D-backs a 2-1 lead in the fourth after an Adam Dunn RBI, but Josh Willingham got him right back. Dunn hit by a pitch. Josh's 18th in the fourth. A Willie Harris triple, and Alberto Gonzalez sac fly, and the Nats lead 4-2. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivery. And our game summary, it's number 18 for Willingham. His RBI total up to 46. Mark Reynolds, 35 homers, second to Pujols in the National League. And Garrett Mock having one of his best outings ever. 2 runs over 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. He's pitched around 3 walks. And here's Willingham against Dan Herron. So going into the 7th, the Nats will lead by at least 2. Dan Herron is scheduled to bat second.
I think he's done. Unless it's a guy on second that he bunts to third.
Yeah. And of course, if the Nats score another run or 2 here in the 6th, that puts them further behind, enhancing the chances of him going. Sean Burnett for the Nats.
I don't know, though. 75 pitches, that's not a lot for Herron.
Yeah, but my point is it's the scoreboard that'll dictate what happens to him, not how he feels. That ball coming back and falling and making the play, Josh Weitzel. When you're a first baseman running full speed and the ball suddenly comes twisting back toward the line on you, it's a very difficult read.
Well, as Bob points out, it's going to come back towards the infield every time, and so does Weitzel.
There you go. Watch him go to his left, right there.
I got it. Oh, man. And that's going to make the highlight reel, and I'm not happy.
You got the outs, all that matters. Here's Willie Harris, and that was a big triple right after the Willingham home run. Now Willie goes deep, but it's hooking foul, and he really killed that one.
Wow.
Well, that's what we saw from Willie last year. Willie Harris last year hit 13 of his then 20 career home runs.
This is just a sweet swing by Willie Harris.
Got it
Gets all of it. Pitches up in the zone, which Herron doesn't do much of. Then high fives off the deflection, and they see, hey, dude, you see me catch that ball?
Herron's given up 16 homers this year, including the Willingham blast. But Willie's triple and then the Gonzalez sac fly gave the Nats a 2-run cushion. And that is huge when you're facing Dan Herron. Lifetime record Herron, by the way, 76 and 58. 2-1. His 4th career start against Washington came in with a 1.96 ERA. So they've done well to score 4 against him, and he punches out Willie for the 2nd time tonight. But that's only his 4th strikeout in the game. Friday nights are Miller Lite party nights in Natstown, out there in the red porch, the red loft area. $20, $22 for a premium game. You get a scoreboard, pavilion seat, and free drink at the bar, soda, water, or beer. Pre-game music, post-game fireworks. They did it last night. They'll do it again on the next homestand.
Oh, and as we're on the subject of his record, he's 27 and 14 with the D-backs. But what a trade the Cardinals made, giving Herron to the Oakland Athletics for Mark Mulder at the end of his career.
Yeah, I think Mulder didn't last as long as St. Louis thought he was going to.
Yeah,
because they were adding him to a rotation of Carpenter, Woody Williams, and Matt Morris at that time.
And they thought it was just going to be a winner, and they sent Kiko Calero and Derek Barton along with Dan Herron over to the Oakland Athletics.
And Calero's become very useful for Florida since getting healthy again. You just never know, Rob, what you're going to get with a pitcher or what you're giving up.
So then the D-backs, in turn, sent Brett Anderson, Dana Evelyn, Greg Smith, Aaron Cunningham, and Carlos Gonzalez to the A's for Connor Robertson and Dan Herron.
Herron was only 6 and 10 in 2 years with St. Louis, 28 games, 19 starts, but he was just learning how to pitch at the major league level. And I remember that deal. They knew they were giving something away. Josh Bard goes high and deep to right center, and look at it fly. Josh Bard's 2nd home run of the year. And the Nationals lead 5-2 as Bard goes deep for the 30th time in 8 years.
Well, look out, fans. When Bard hits it hard, it's going to go a long way. Look at this, head down, ball up. You saw what Willie Harris did with a mistake. He hit it foul. That one, Bard keeps fair, Bob. Couldn't come at a better time, as you talked about, trying to put as many up to get Heron out of the ball game.
That might seal the deal right there with them down by 3.
Look at Belliard. I can't believe it. How can you hit that ball?
Josh Bard, 30 career home runs in 8 major league seasons. The most homers he hit in 1 year was 9 with the Padres 3 years ago. He hit 338 that year. How sweet was that from a guy who doesn't get many? Gonzalez out to center. The Nats get a big run in the 6th. We'll see how big based on whether Dan Heron stays in this game or not. The Nats, well, they don't have to come from behind to this point tonight. They're pretty good front runners now, 5-2 up on Arizona. Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Well, a variation on Mount Rushmore there in the ballpark, and a future Nats fan having a good time with mom and dad as we go to the 7th inning on a hot Saturday night. All right, Rob Dibble, talk about the bullpen. This is your department.
Well, maybe these 5 outs, the biggest of the night by Saul Rivera, just called back up from the minor leagues, and Sean Burnett goes in, gets a couple of outs, left a little bit of a jam out there for Bergman. He gets the ground ball to Guzman, no play at second. The big fella gets it. And then the best 5 of the night came. 1 out in the 8th inning, and then he gets 3 in the 9th. So a great job by the bullpen last night.
Sean Burnett takes over. Augie Ojeda bats right-handed, and Burnett goes 1-1. There is a pinch hitter on deck. It appears Dan Heron is done for the night.
Well, but Garrett Mock, 6 innings. Just what the doctor ordered for this bullpen.
2 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, a double play ball.
6 innings pitched, though.
Yeah, what'd you say before the game? The Nats, during their hot streak, have been averaging 5 innings a game by the bullpen.
Yes, and the rotation, 4 innings a game during that 5 games spread. So they needed 6 innings. They got 6 innings, and they were very, very effective innings by Garrett Mock.
Ojeda, a pinch hitter it appears, and Stephen Drew here in the top of the 7th. The Nats have out hit the D-backs 7-5 and a lead 5-2. All speed, low and away. Ball 3. Sean gave up a couple of hits in 2/3 of an inning last night, but thanks to Bergman, no runs allowed. And Burnett's ERA down to 2.74. He throws the strike. One hopper. Zimmerman on the run and an easy out. That'll bring in Ryan Roberts to pinch hit. Look at that, since July 20th, 8 of 9, good ERA. McDougal all the saves. Opponents hitting just over 200, and a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Well, I was listening to Dave Jagler talking to Randy Nord before the game, and he is very impressed by what the bullpen's accomplished. He said it, and we've been saying it. They took a lot of heat early in the season for a lot of defeats. The guys that have been left standing have been doing a great job.
Ryan Roberts is a 28-year-old infielder from Fort Worth, Texas. He went to University of Texas Arlington, and he only played 18 games in the big leagues prior to this season. For the D-backs, he's hitting .288, and he's 5 for 21 as a pinch hitter. Burnett slips one by him, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll tell you, those D-backs like the neck tattoos. Roush has one. Roberts has one. Look at that sucker. Trust me, and I have a few. That's painful on the neck. Maybe it's just a discomfort in the neck.
I was going to say, we have found out tonight there is a difference between pain and discomfort. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The next time I'm not feeling well, I'm going to say, man, I'm uncomfortable.
You know, Bob, you're a real discomfort in my you-know-what.
I just floated across the water so you could fire that one across my bow. And a little bouncer, Adam Dunn. He'll look for the pitcher, overhand throw, and the Nats get it done. Sort of.
Well, that's what they worked on before the game yesterday.
Hey, we're taking early infield and outfield again today.
Pitchers fielding practice, and that's about the pitchers covering first base, covering bunts. Get Sean Burnett, make the pitch, get over there. See him run up the first base line.
Had to reach just behind a little bit for the throw.
And once again, though, see where he cuts across. He needs to come up that way to avoid being struck by the runner. See right there? You don't want to be doing that. He almost got stepped on. But effective. You just don't want our players to get injured.
2 outs here in the 7th, and Stephen Drew. In this series, Drew has been on base 3 times. A single, a walk tonight. J.D. Drew's kid brother.
You're kind of choked up about that, huh?
What's that?
Stephen Drew. Yeah, but his power numbers should not be almost equal to JD's power numbers with the Red Sox.
We're talking a little difference in salary here. This kid can play.
Oh, he can play. I mean, I talked to Matt Williams, one of the part owners of the D-backs and very good third baseman, and he just said that some of these new contracts, and this brings us back to Strasburg, this kid had in his contract, Stephen Drew, he had to be in the big leagues at a certain time. And they put him in the big leagues, and he wasn't ready. Now he's ready, but it took a couple of years.
Yeah. That's a little chopper by the mound, but Gonzalez has it. And Sean Burnett gets 3 ground ball outs to get us to the 7th inning stretch. The Nats are pitching well, hitting well. close. Nats fans feeling the rhythm of a 5-2 lead. All right, let's see the duck. And are we talking about Buck? Robin, I think Buck Showalter was the first Diamondback to be ejected in a ball game. Was it the manager or a player or a coach?
Devon
It
White,
was the mild-mannered Devon White.
That's no way.
How about that? Wow, look at that. That was what, the second, early in the season, April 3rd? Man.
He must have had a bad spring.
Their first year was 98. And they had 6 winning seasons in their first 10. And here's Blaine Boyer, a former Atlanta Brave, to pitch. Do you remember who the first player they ever took in the expansion draft?
For the D-backs?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me this.
Number 2 is well known, but number 1 maybe not as well known.
Right. Was it Quentin McCracken? No, because I think David Need went for the Rockies, right?
He was at the Rockies. I was actually there that day as a reporter, of all things. Sean Burnett is batting here, by the way.
What team did he come from?
Cleveland.
Matt Williams.
Burnett 0 for 1 as a Pirate. This will be his first Nationals.
Carlos Baerga.
Pitcher.
Not Charles Nagy.
No.
Pitcher. Oh, Ryan Anderson.
Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Left-handed pitcher.
Guess who was second? Jeff Suppan from the Red Sox.
The Soup. Well, Trevor Hoffman went to the Marlins from the Reds.
Yes, he did.
In that expansion draft stuff.
He has some interesting names. Some people think that the Rockies took Andres Galarraga in the expansion draft. They signed him as a free agent. He was out on the open market, and the Rockies signed the big cat after they took David Need. Galarraga was the first player they actually signed. And a big breaking ball strikes out Burnett. But the guys they took were Anderson, Suppan, Corey Lytle from the Mets, David DeLucci from Baltimore, Damian Miller, Minnesota, Joe Randa from Pittsburgh, and Russ Springer from Houston. Those are the original Diamondbacks.
Sean Burnett on that strikeout, his rear end was kind of going back in the Nats dugout while the curveball was going around the outside corner.
And here's Niger Morgan, 1 for 3 against Dan Herron with an opposite field double and a run scored back in the first. Bottom of the 7th, the Nationals lead the Diamondbacks 5-2. Trying to set up a series win and then a possible sweep tomorrow.
A lot of outs to go. 6 outs.
Tricky little play for Weitzel. Niger's not going to stand there and let you tag him. I'm surprised he didn't try to jump over him. Every Tuesday is T-shirt Tuesday here at the ballpark when the Nats are home. Come out Tuesday, August 18th. Nats Rockies. Be one of the first 10,000 fans to arrive and get a free Washington Nats T-shirt. 888-632-NATS. Nationals.com, or stop by the Nats Park box office right there. Out there in left center field. Bases empty, 2 outs, and Christian Guzman.
Dippin' Dots.
Hey, now when is it no longer the ice cream of the future? It's been that for like 20 years. I wonder about these things.
As long as we run out of cows. No more dairy products. I mean, yogurts kind of replace ice cream. Wasn't it sherbet at one time? Like orange sherbet.
Oh, that was hot, man. That
rainbow sherbet.
Yeah. Clears the palate.
Grandmother used to always serve it in like these metal little tinny things, and it tasted even better.
Because it stayed cold in there.
Did?
Yeah.
It's tough to get my tongue down in there, though.
Well, this inning ending just in time. 1, 2, 3 go the Nats. It's 5-2 into the 8th. Oh boy.
Well, when he got in a jam tonight, Bob, he was able to work his way out of it. Great breaking balls, a great changeup there, a fastball there to Chris Young. Chris Young with 3 Ks on the evening. Along the way, 7 strikeouts, 5 hits in 6 innings, but just what the doctor ordered. Garrett Mock did a fantastic job tonight. But a lot of it was pitching, changing eye level, changing speeds, keeping the hitters off balance. Now it's up to the bullpen.
And a second inning of work for Sean Burnett. Romero, Parra, and Reynolds. The Nats have a right-hander getting ready with Mark Reynolds in mind. There's a little chopper to the right side. Dunn to the pitcher again.
PFP once again.
Yeah, Adam and Sean working well together over there, just like they did last inning. And that's 4 straight on the ground for Sean Burnett. And what he's doing is having hitters just top the ball. Nobody's even coming close to centering the bat on the ball here.
Get over there. Can't make the play yourself. Get to the bag, find the bag, make the play. Great job by Adam Dunn. Nice feed.
Two-handed catch just to cradle that ball.
Well, it's all what you work on in practice. And they've been doing a lot of it, but they've been doing it even when Maniac was here, and it's paying off now.
Yes, it is. And just because you improve your defense doesn't mean you stop.
No, exactly. You have to keep revisiting it, refresh your courses.
Jorge Sosa. And Jim Riggleman made the point today that Kensing, Clippard, and Sosa were not used in the game last night.
So that they could be used tonight.
Exactly. Well, that was the result of it. Didn't have to use everybody last night. Zimmerman cuts it off and throws to Adam Dunn. Where does the brilliance of this young man end? Every night he shows us something we may have not seen before.
Wow, this is just showing off right here. He knows he can make this play. He catches it behind him, but then the great throw. That's when you're feeling first base right here. This is a blind throw, spins around, chucks it over there perfectly. Dunn's going, you gotta be kidding. It's not that easy. But he's a very gifted young man.
Well, he wanted Mark Reynolds to see that because he's stepping into the batter's box now. Ryan says, okay, fellow Cavalier, you're going to bat with the bases empty.
I haven't seen enough of Mark's defense, but I don't need to.
I don't think there's any comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Reynolds has been better over the last month, but he made lots of errors early. And Sean Burnett keeping the ball away from him, 0-2.
Couple of Cavaliers, former Cavaliers,
played together for 2 years in Charlottesville, and Burnett gets a fly ball to center. 2 great innings by Sean Burnett. All 6 retired, 5 on the ground. Zimmerman leads off in the bottom of the 8th. fast and HD DC-50 is Mero Petit. The Nats knocked him out after 4 innings on May 8th. He gave up 4 runs and a bomb to Adam Dunn. He's got a 5.81 ERA, and J.D. Martin still looking for his first major league win, but the Nats are 2-2 in his 4 starts. 1 o'clock Nats Extra. Byron Kerr and Ray Knight. Johnny Holiday will join Rob here in the booth.
Where are you going?
Home for a couple days. College is calling.
Must be nice.
Not for me.
You get a vacation in the middle of the season.
Up and into Zimmerman. I will rejoin you Thursday in Cincinnati. Okay.
I love Johnny. I think I make Johnny a little nervous. You're used to me, but Johnny's still kind of.
Yeah. No, it
thinks I'm going to wrestle him like I did Lou.
I think since about the 1st of August, I've been really comfortable up here with him. 1-1 to Zimmerman. Ryan 1 for 3. His hitting streak is alive and well at 12 games. Blaine Boyer gets a strike, and it's 1-2. Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham. These guys have been on base 4 times tonight. 2 runs scored, 3 driven in. Dunn 1, Willingham 2. There's Josh. He's on the second top step of the dugout. He's never in the hole. He's always up there. Can't wait to hit.
Well, he's feeding the scouting report back to the rest of the dugout. Well, he's got some kind of breaking ball, and yeah, it's kind of nasty, but I think I could hit it. He whacks Jim Riggleman in the knee.
Yeah, careful there. Skipper's going good. Don't hurt him. And a 2-2 to Zimmerman. Ryan, 49 extra base hits. Dunn, 52. Ryan's really piling up some numbers these days. Top 10 in homers, RBIs, hits, runs, and extra base hits.
Is Zim using Dunn's bat? Is there 44 on the bottom of that? There is. Well, I was talking to Adam today about his bats. He's got the knob at the bottom is bigger than any knob I've ever seen. And they didn't have those or make those custom when I was playing. And it's a gigantic bat. I didn't know that Zim could swing it, but he can.
Word is that Josh Bard had a Dunn bat for the homer earlier tonight. The only problem is Josh is 270 homers behind him. Zimmerman drives it for a base hit to right field.
That's a knock.
Man, he hit that ball beautifully.
And I know this won't surprise you about Dunn. I said, as we were talking hitting, well, do you go to a lighter bat like a lot of guys late in the season? He goes, no, actually I go to a heavier one.
Really?
Yeah, that's how strong that kid is.
Wow. Here he is.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Adam Dunn has a chance to put an exclamation point on this game for the Nats with 3 outs to get. Sosa continues to warm up. It appears he's the closer tonight, as McDougal has been working every evening. I think it was 6 of the last 7 games McDougal has pitched. He needs a night off. He had to throw nearly 2 innings last night.
Sosa can make it happen.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff. Let's see if he can do it. You got to hit a home run on bobblehead night in your honor. Come on.
Sosa, by the way, has 5 major league saves. That was a tailing fastball, and you were thinking what I was thinking when we saw that pitch.
Yep, there it is. Great job, camera work. Great job. That's awesome.
I wonder what does a guy get in return when everybody's using his bats? RBIs?
No, because they're very superstitious about their bats, so they don't want you taking their hits away from them by using their bat.
Yeah.
But Adam's not that kind of guy. He's generous.
1-2 to Dunn. Debbie Taylor has evidently had this conversation with them, Debbie. So what did they say?
I Actually, Ryan said that he's been using Adam's bat since the All-Star break. He tried it in batting practice and said that it worked well. So he said the barrel of the bat is bigger and he just feels more comfortable with it. And Adam, of course, said, hey, it's a Louisville Slugger. It's the only bat to use, and it's a man's bat.
Those are two big men, especially this guy. And Adam Dunn hits one a mile in the air. Out to left center.
Drop it.
He's not going to drop that. Chris Young for the first out. The ball almost took his palm with him, though. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form of the accounts and descriptions of this game. May not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. One out in the 8th, and another good night for Josh Willingham. 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Josh has a 7-game hitting streak, and he's hit safely in 13 of his last 14. Willingham has completed the trifecta of outstanding middle of the order hitting. Zimmerman and Willingham have gotten hot at the same time, with Adam Dunn very consistent suddenly in the middle of it. Front door. And a breaking ball inside half, 1-1. By the way, that Florida game at Philadelphia, they're now in the 6th inning, and the Phils have taken a 3-2 lead. Willingham fights one off and hits an easy fly ball to Parra. 2 outs. Remember how excited they were in Pittsburgh 1 week ago tonight after beating the Nats twice in a row? They're trailing at home tonight 5-0, about to lose their 7th consecutive game. The air came out of that balloon in a hurry. Started by Jim Riggleman's team with Sunday and Monday wins.
Hey, we've been there. We know what it's like.
And then the Diamondbacks went over there and swept them.
Let's not kick the Pirates while they're down. Arr.
Here's Harris 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. In the 9th for the Diamondbacks, the good news is Mark Reynolds made the last out of the 8th. Montero, Weitzel, and Young 5, 6, and 7 due up. Nasty breaking ball from Blaine Boyer, 0-2.
I don't think the Pirates have been the same since Sid Breen, the former Pirate, scored and beat them in '91.
Yep.
The ball rolled up Bonds' arm.
17 years without a winning season. Willie gone, so are the Nats. They've only stranded 4 runners tonight, and Washington leads into the 9th inning 5-2. Sosa coming. Book your next trip at southwest.com. It's the top of the 9th inning and another save situation for the red-hot Washington Nationals. 5-2, they lead the Diamondbacks. Here's a look at our Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer, Frost Brewed Coors Light, and the freeze cam on the homer by Josh Bard, Rob, only his second of the year.
Yeah, Adam who, Ryan who, Josh who. This is Josh Bard hitting it hard, and that one is not playable. No better time for your second home run. Off a Danny Herron Coors Light freeze cam. Ronnie Belliard in now. Plays some 1B.
Jorge Padilla, right field.
How about that, though? Your 2 home runs, one's off of Tim Lincecum, and the other one's off Danny Herron. Just make sure Jorge Sosa doesn't give it up right here.
Well, Bard lives in Denver. I guess he likes the National League West for hitting, huh?
Check that.
Miguel Montero, and it's up and away for a ball.
Well, Herron had only given up 15 home runs all year in 155 innings. Last year, 19 in 216 innings. He's tough to homer off of.
High fly ball left center. Nyjer Morgan is under it. And Sosa gets a quick first out here in the top of the 9th. Lots of good seats available for a ball game tomorrow. J.D. Martin and Yusmeiro Petit. 1:35 first pitch. Come on down and join us. The guys are playing well. Your last chance to see them for a week. Nationals.com, 888-632-NATS. Josh Weitzel, the hitter. Sosa had 3 saves for the 06 Braves. One with St. Louis earlier that year. Weitzel 0 for 2 with a walk. Sosa's come out pumping strikes, and he has this hitter 0-2. The Nationals ended the Diamondbacks' 5-game winning streak last night. Now they're trying to win their 39th game of the year. Is that a swing and a miss or a foul tip? It's a tip. Just staying alive. Sosa 32 years of age. In his major league career, he's made 88 starts. He's always had a great arm, but command has been the issue. He looks pretty sharp tonight. 0-2 and a fly ball to right for Padilla. 2 outs. Well, this ball game a little different from all the others, right? No comeback, at least big comeback required tonight. And the Nats lead by 3 with 1 out to go and 24,500.
There we go.
Are really enjoying it.
There we go. They're standing with 2 outs.
Chris Young has struck out 3 times tonight. Inside. Nationals trying to win their 25th game of the year here at home. Sosa throws a strike. Morgan goes back, and the Nationals have won 7 in a row. In a ball game that unofficially takes only 2 hours and 13 minutes. And the Nats also now know they have somebody else who could come out and